I am super excited because I'm taking part in a huge Secret Santa with 17 other amazing artists here on YouTube. We've all filled out a questionnaire and are creating art for each other based on those answers. I am unbelievably excited. I hope you are too. But before we create a piece of art to send to our Secret Santa, let's open up the gift I received. And I have no clue who this is from. Ooh. My Secret Santa's delivered. I've got a feeling I know who my Secret Santa is. Just because, I mean, I couldn't avoid the labels. There's so many. But I still don't know what's in here. Should we do it? Should we open it up? Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh my, this is so cute. Oh, I should have wrapped mine, but it wouldn't have fit in the envelope. Oh my, this is so cute. I'm not gonna be able to save that sticker. Oh, this is actually so sweet. Oh, this is so sweet, honestly. Okay. We've got, I think I know who this is. We've got some tea, local tea. These are watercolor brush pens, and this is their art. I remember. We've also got a load of Karen markers, which is super exciting because I've never tried them before. I know that my Secret Santa likes to use them. The Staedtler markers have my art on it. I also added some Karen markers for additional colors. Oh, that is so sweet. I heard you like the beach and tea and bi colors, so here's from one bi queen to the next. If you haven't been able to guess who it is just yet, I think we're gonna find out. I'm guessing this one might include words, so I'm gonna open this one next, which I presume is the art. Oh, this is so sweet. You'll see at the end that I shipped mine in an envelope, so unfortunately I wasn't able to include very many goodies because it was literally going across the world. And I wanted to make sure that it was really hard so it wasn't going to get damaged at all. I kind of feel bad now, but I don't have anything else to add. When I start my physical shop, maybe I'll send them some goodies. Are you ready? Oh no, there's no way to save the stickers at all. Ooh! Wow, look at that. This is the painting that I have received from Melanie, also known as Visual Mind. It's a gorgeous surreal landscape in the bi flag colors. I love the texture as well, all of the color pencil texture that they've managed to achieve. I'm guessing this is mixed media. The sky looks like watercolor, but it could be watered down gouache. This is definitely gouache. And then there's color pencil line work all around. 2, maybe 3 different mediums here. But of course we can find out because Mel has uploaded video for this Secret Santa. And honestly, there's so much going on. I can't wait to watch the video. Because all 18 of us have uploaded the Secret Santa videos on the same day. There's one last package. This is honestly so sweet, the way that they've wrapped everything up. I see a rabbit. Do you see a rabbit? I see a rabbit. Why do I see a rabbit? These are from way back when I still had my online shop. I thought you'd like these. I have to show you. First up, we've got this sticker, which honestly would look perfect on a black sketchbook because of the black border. Oh, how gorgeous is that? Ooh, look at that texture. That's crazy, that texture. My house of stone, your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. And that's the little rabbit that we saw. Lovely size. I can't wait to make my own shop. I think you can tell this is Mel's older style because it's mostly watercolor. Not only is this sweet because I've got art and stickers and pens and everything is packaged amazing, but also because Mel, through Visual Mind, taught me how to use gouache. I got my jelly gouache palette and had no no clue how to use it. And it was through the YouTube channel, the sketchbook ideas and tutorials, that I actually learned how to use gouache. And I now feel pretty comfortable using gouache because of Mel's videos. And I will be keeping everything. We have to use the tissue paper. I don't know what to say other than thank you so much, Mel. If you haven't checked out Visual Mind, make sure you do. Especially if you want to get into watercolor, gouache, and mixed media. You absolutely can. I mean, I learned to use gouache through Mel, so I'm sure you can too. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, it's my turn. Let's go through these answers to see what they might like to receive. And as we create this piece, why not try guessing who it might be? You can find out at the end if you're right. But before we find out who the contenders are, let's see these answers. I spent a couple of days thinking and came to the conclusion that these answers are leaning towards me creating a portrait of a witch. When asked if they preferred the beach or forest, they chose forest. Asked if they prefer cute, beautiful, or weird art, and they said all of the above together, which is difficult to achieve. Still, the biggest giveaway was their 3 favorite colors. Pastel chartreuse, which I have never even heard of. Mid teal, surely that's just regular teal, right? And smoky purple. In the Halloween Create This Book episode, I mentioned that I was only ever really a witch for Halloween. I had a green outfit and my sister had a purple one, so I think that's why these colours really remind me of a witch. Their favourite flowers are snapdragons because they look like skulls. And okay, I tried to draw them, failed miserably, so these will not be added to the painting. They like horror films the most, and their favourite art type is bright, muted, and moody. Whilst that last one is a difficult brief, it actually matches the colours perfectly. Looking at all of these prompts, what would you draw for this person? Well, I'm thinking a witch. First though, we need to sketch the face. I have a really bad habit of drawing a face with one eye bigger than the other. So when I tell you that I did the graphite sketch and placed it at various locations all around the studio, just so that I could see it at different angles every time I stood up, yeah, I did that. I think it's actually worked pretty okay for all the characters I've created based on star signs, because those are almost A4 size. Well, the same size as this one. Because the face is big and it takes up most of the page, the biggest struggles I face is when it comes to painting for the scene series. I paint scenes from movie and TV shows, and the humans are generally a little bit further away in a smaller sketchbook, so their heads are about the size of my thumb, and those faces sure do end up with one massive eye. I had to make sure not to do it here, and I think with this sketch, we've managed that. Though we're not going to be seeing much of the sketch, because for this painting we're using watercolour. I do love watercolour, but there are actually other reasons that we'll talk about later. Style we're going for is reminiscent of this piece I created and absolutely loved. It's loose and flowy and generally means you have to work fast. First up, we need to mix a colour that I've never heard of. Have you ever heard of pastel chartreuse before? It seems to be almost like a neon yellow lime green. So I'm reaching for a base of lemon yellow and cerulean, and then adding little parts of other shades that might just work. Next up is mid-teal. I'm not gonna lie, every mid-teal on Google Images looks different. Apparently there are 50, so I'm just going for a base of ultramarine and green gold, and adjusting it with Cascade Green or Indigo if I need other variants. Smoky Purple is the one I'm most comfortable with. Ultramarine Violet and Payne's Grey. Simple. I am scared, but I think we're ready to go. Let's do this. So, who are the other 17 artists taking part in this Secret Santa challenge? Who could be receiving this painting? Well, there's a whole range of amazing artists. First up, we have the Create This Book gals that convinced me to get one myself. Anchored Art Designs, Ashley Monet, Goobish Goops, those coming up with the crazy fun sketchbook ideas, Creative Paula, Visual Mind, the whimsical fantasy making artists, Caitlin McCaig, Cat Art Illustrations, the ones often having fun making 3D art. Aussie Crafter, Doodle Date, Rose Raquin Crafts, the artists that know everything about art supplies, Portion Artist at Play, Los Antonino Creations, Paint Crush with Christy Rice, obviously the Oil Paint Pros, Chuck Lee, Liz Gridley, and finally the people that come up with the coolest ways to challenge themselves with every creation, Susie Neverland and the Cassie Projects. I told you this would be one crazy collab. Who do you think this piece is for? Comment below who your guesses are. But why did I choose this piece for my artist? Well, other than the answers that all led me to this direction, the artist that I'm creating for is incredibly talented and skilled. They tend to draw and create hyper detailed pieces. And if you're new here, that's not me. Personally, I find it crazy that some people can't just sit down and work on a piece of art for weeks, that they can use a tiny little paintbrush or pencil and keep adding the smallest little details. I do not have the patience for that. How on earth can some artists spend hours refining tiny little areas on a page? They have this skill and determination that I could never have. They are crazy, and I have the biggest respect for those artists. The person that I'm creating for is not only crazy talented, they have literally won awards and are the best of the best. So what am I supposed to make for someone like that? And that's when the imposter syndrome kicked in. How can little old me create something good quality for someone as amazing as them? With my silly little doodles in my silly little diary, I sat on it for days. What would they like? What would they like to see? Should I create something more like what they create? Because that's obviously what they like. But if I was going to try to create a piece like that, it would never turn out anywhere near as good as what they could make. My art is loose and flowy and completely different to theirs. And that's when I realized, maybe that's a good thing. Everyone is different and art is subjective. What if the art that we like to create is different from the art that we admire? I like using watercolor because to me it's the most fun way of creating. In a lot of ways, you're making a mess and then piecing it together afterwards. And that's just fun. The art I appreciate but never make is hyper detailed drawings, realistic oil paintings, layered abstract art. The outcome is always insane, but the process just isn't something I would enjoy. Well, I don't know about oil paint. I've never tried it. So I realized that maybe my artist feels the same. I have heard a lot of people say before that watercolor is the most different and difficult medium because it can be so out of control. I mean, you put water on the page and add paint, you don't exactly know what's going to happen. Not compared to something like acrylic paint or colored pencils. You know what's going to happen with those mediums when they touch the page. And maybe the person I'm creating for likes and appreciates watercolor, but doesn't use it much because it's messy and you can't refine every single detail. Every medium and art style is valid, and they all use different skills. And I'm hoping that my artist feels the same. Otherwise, I've just completely barked up the wrong tree. After a few days, I chose to create something in a style that is messy and loose, with splatters and blooms. Something that is completely different to the art that they create now. Probably a way of creating that they dislike and wouldn't do themselves, but can still appreciate from others. And I hope they do like it. I had a lot of fun making it. This really is the way that I like to create, and what's important is that we're enjoying the process along the way. So, for this Secret Santa, over the course of the weekend, all 18 of us are uploading our own videos to be added to the playlist that's down below, along with the links of every single creator to taking part, make sure you check them out. You have to head over to Mel's video to see the process for the amazing painting. And here is the piece of art that I've made for my Secret Santa. It's cute and witchy with a color palette that I never would have thought of. Grand reveal, who is my Secret Santa? It's Kat from Kat Art Illustrations. As you can see, Kat makes incredibly detailed drawings with alcohol markers, and that's why I've gone for a loose, flowy style instead. Something that she doesn't tend to do herself. Now we're gonna package up this painting and send it all the way to Australia. Head over to Kat's channel to see her reaction as she opens up this painting and creates for her own Secret Santa. I hope you're feeling a little more Christmassy now. I know I am. I'll see you on Sunday with a new video. Bye bye.